All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Charles Vicky now presiding.
You may be seated. Good morning, everyone. What have we got today? Docket number CV-00117, Karen Lawson versus Richard Lawson. Mr. Lawson, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me about your marriage to Mrs. Lawson, and why do you believe she wants a divorce?
Your Honor, your guess is as good as mine. Nothing was wrong. Everything is normal.
Everything was normal.
Yes, everything. Nothing was wrong. We were a picture-perfect couple, living in a pretty house with a white picket fence. We were like a prince and a princess in a fairy tale.
Mrs. Lawson, Mr. Lawson says you have a great marriage.
Yes, we have a wonderful marriage. We did.
Why don't you tell me your side of the story?
Richard is a wonderful man. We've been married 3 years. He's my soulmate. Everything is fine except he is too nice.
Mrs. Lawson, pray tell, how does a husband be too nice to his wife?
He is too nice. Like, it's creepy nice. You know, like stalkerish nice.
No, I don't know. Give me an example, because I cannot even mentally picture the world that you've built for me.
Yeah, too nice. Like, he often says he loves me, and he goes out to buy me presents, like flowers and jewelry. He takes me out to dinner about once a week. That's sort of too nice.
Mrs. Lawson, you're gonna have to do better than that. He tells you he loves you, and that's a red flag for you?
No, my point is that you can be nice, but you can be too nice, and that's what he is.
So, hold on. I'm really trying to see this from your perspective. So, the I love you is too much for you? Is that right?
No, it's not too much, but you don't have to tell me more than once. You don't have to keep reminding me.
Go figure.
So if you had a husband who cheated on you left and right and called you names and beat you like a piñata, you'd be in heaven.
No, he can't cheat on me or call me names.
Mrs. Lawson, let's start from the beginning. What do you seek in a marriage?
I mean, I don't know.
She told me this is what she wanted.
What did she tell you she wanted, Mr. Lawson?
Well, she told me she wanted someone to love her, cherish her, and treat her like a queen, and do all the things that a good husband is supposed to do. I have been married before, and my ex-wife, oh my God, she has scared the daylights out of me. I swore to myself that I would never, ever marry again. If I would go above and beyond. And if nothing is wrong, then why are we here? You know, there are other women that will rip their heads off to be with a man like me.
Mrs. Lawson, I'm going to ask you again, and I want a solid answer this time.
Okay, I got it. He made me gain weight.
Wow, go figure.
Okay, for the sake of argument, I'm going to entertain that idea. How did he make you gain weight?
I mean, he can cook. The guy can make a feast. I'll give him that much. But he cooks like 4 or 5 meals every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if it's 2 in the morning and I'm hungry, he doesn't make me a sandwich like most men would. This guy would make a meatloaf, potatoes, green beans, a big stupid pitcher of Kool-Aid, and I go to sleep on that. When I get up in the morning, he done made French toast, pancakes, bacon, eggs, biscuits, and gravy, coffee, OJ. So then I have food on top of the food in my stomach from just a few hours ago.
So your case is that your husband says he loves you too often, that he buys you too many presents, he takes you out on too many dates, and he cooks too much for you,
And he made me gain weight.
Mrs. Lawson, have you lost your effing mind?
No.
Mrs. Lawson, I have women upon women coming into my court all the time whose husbands are leaving them just because they gained weight. You gained weight based on... They don't cook, they don't clean, they don't pay the bills, they won't get a job, they won't take care of the kids, they're demanding, they're controlling, they're violent, they're unkind. You have got a man who cooks for you, which many women don't. You have got a man who takes you out and buys you presents, which also many women don't. You have got a man who... No, who tells you that he loves you regularly without expecting anything in return, and that's the reason you want a divorce? Because he treats a good wife, which I have yet to see in front of me, by the way, the way a good wife ought to be treated. Mrs. Lawson, you're a special kind of stupid. The pitcher of Kool-Aid is not what is stupid. You are. Because you're playing a card that says, I am a selfish, petty, ungrateful woman. And I don't like what my husband is doing for me, so I'm gonna make up some stupid reason to divorce him.
No, it's not stupid.
It is stupid. And I very rarely say that about people, don't I, Chad? Very rarely, because some people can have odd and confusing points of view, and that's okay. That's normal, but that's a stupid reason, Mrs. Lawson. It really is. Mr. Lawson, what does it feel like to hear Mrs. Lawson say all of this?
Your Honor, I'm just shocked. I'm in utter disbelief. And I'm also heartbroken. It kills me inside. I had no idea that Karen felt like this.
Well, what about me? What about the times you didn't do anything for
Mrs.
me?
Lawson, be quiet. That's your first strike. Your husband is expressing his pain, and you just had a chance to speak. A pain you caused, by the way. He was just trying to tell me how he felt. But no, it's gotta be all about you. Listen, ma'am, I'm gonna take you back to school right now, since you obviously dropped out. Lesson number 1. It's not all about you. The world does not revolve around you. Shut up!
Yeah, but he didn't do other
Shut up!
things.
Mrs. Lawson, I forbid you from speaking another word. Lesson number 2. Your husband's feelings are just as valid. Actually, they're even more valid than yours because your feelings make no sense. Lesson number 3. Hold on. I need to compose myself. In fact, Chad, would you please take this away from me? I'm afraid I might throw it at her. Lesson number 3. Nothing that you've said today is grounds for divorce. They include adultery, violence, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, etc. Nothing you said today has persuaded me to even consider your case.
You're asking me questions, I'm then giving you the
Mrs.
answers.
That's strike 2, Mrs. Lawson.
Strike 2. I'll give you strike 3.
Will you? Goodbye then, Mrs. Lawson. Off you go. Bye-bye. Your case is dismissed.
Okay, well then I would like the bailiff to come and properly escort me out like a lady.
Would you mind? Thank you, Chad.
Yes, and I'll be seeing you very shortly.
Mrs. Lawson, before you go, I want to tell you that I'm going to give you another chance to come back into court and be better prepared this time. I never do this, by the way, with a more solid case with valid grounds for divorce. If you're willing to do that, then I'm willing to reconsider your case. But if you're not willing to do that and to treat this court like a court instead of a porno movie set, then that's the end of your case. And let me tell you, I was actually going to consider your case rather favorably, given that I
Well
usually
then,
don't...
I guess I'll go and start looking for another man.
Get her out!
And
Get her out!
wasting my
Get her
time
out!
in this
Get her
shitty
out! Get out!
courthouse.
Out! Leave!
I'd call you a douchebag, but I don't think you get that much pussy.
Really? I've been called much worse names by much better people than you. Oh. Chad, can I have the gavel back, please? Thank you. Mr. Lawson, in hundreds of divorce cases that I have done over the years, I have never met a more entitled, a more ungrateful, a more deplorable, a more vile person than the woman that just left. And I am sorry for you, sir, because you deserve better. She is in a class of ungrateful all by herself. She is selfish and only cares about her pleasures and her desires. She will never reciprocate, and you deserve a wife who reciprocates, and you deserve a wife who knows how to shut her mouth and her legs. Court is adjourned. How does a husband be too nice to his wife? Her wife. No, his wife. Okay, cut. Someone press that.
He's too nice. Wait. What was the line? Sorry.
Your Honor, I'm shocked. I'm in utter disbelief. And I'm heartbroken. It kills me inside. I had no idea that Karen felt like this.
Little more subtle. Go again. And I very rarely say that about people, do I, Chad? Yes, very rarely do I say that about people.
Oh, go figure.
Cut.
I'd call you a douchebag, but I don't think you get that much pussy.
I had no idea that Karen felt
Well,
this way.
what about me? What about the times you didn't do anything for me?
I gavel all over the place. Cut.